When constructing a scatterplot, we want to use the list feature in our graphing calculator. To do this, you're going to enter the paired data into the list feature, giving the X values into one list and the Y values into another. From there, we are going to then create the scatterplot on our graphing calculator by pressing the second and Y equals. This will then allow us to access the stat plot feature. You will then need to turn on the stat plot and choose the scatterplot icon, which will plot our picture similar to one of these pictures here on the right. We will then press the zoom and choose the zoom stat feature. What this will do is it will zoom in to where our data is so that no matter where we are along the X and the Y axis, the visual picture on our screen will be zoomed in to only where the data values lie. This example, student performance in schools at all levels across the United States is measured yearly. The table below gives the percentage of students proficient in reading and math in various states. We want to construct a scatter plot and decide if it appears to look like there is a linear relationship, and if so, what kind. This means that each point on our graph will represent an individual state, where the coordinates will represent the percentage for reading and math. You're going to first begin by entering all of the X values into list 1 and all of the Y values into list 2. It's important to note that you must make sure that your data is entered in the correct pairs, so that way each data point is plotted correctly. Now we're going to use the steps given to show our scatter plot. You're going to hit second and Y equals. You're going to want to turn the plot on. Using the arrows, you're going to scroll down to the icon that says, looks like a scatter plot, which is actually the first one. You will then need to identify where your lists are. So X list, again, this is L1. Where your Y list is, you need to tell the calculator where your Y list is. In this case, L2. To get there, you need to hit second and then the number 2 to enter L2. Then you need to decide what mark you want to display on your calculator. I'm going to choose this mark so I can clearly see everything on my screen. Next, I'm going to graph. I'm going to hit zoom and scroll down to zoom stat and hit enter. Now you can see that each one of these values on my screen represents the paired data to represent each individual state. We're asked, does this appear to have a linear relationship? Even though these values are spread out in a way, you can clearly see that I can make this look like a straight line. Looks like we have a positive linear relationship.